don't want someone like you marrying my son, Allie. You're too old for him.
Excuse me?
I said, I'm not going to allow someone like you to marry my son.
Why would you say something like that to me out of the blue? Did something happen, Jada?
That's Mrs. Jackson to you. Who said you could call me by my first name, you fraud?
You did? We've had dinner together so many times and we've gotten along so well until now. You even said I was like a daughter to you. Why would you say something like that to me now? You told me you were excited for me to marry Michael.
That's until I found out how old you are today. You're past your expiration date.
Past my expiration date? What does that even mean?
You two have been dating since college, so I assumed you were the same age. I had no idea you were older than Michael. You're too old for him. You're in your 30s.
Thanks. That really means a lot to me, Jada.
I don't remember saying anything you had to thank me for. This is serious.
I just turned 30 last month and was starting to feel kind of old. You just gave me a huge compliment. I feel really flattered because you thought I was in my 20s until now.
I feel ashamed that I was fooled into thinking you were young with all that thick makeup of yours.
Actually, I don't wear much makeup because I have sensitive skin. If I wear too much makeup, my skin tends to get irritated and I get a lot of acne.
Oh, stop lying to me. There's no way your face isn't covered in foundation. You must be wearing layers of it as thick as cake to make you look that young.
Nope. You're really flattering me here. I prefer a more natural look, though.
Don't lie to me. I know what you did, Allie. I know you used makeup to make yourself look younger and lied about your age. You seduced my poor son and sweet-talked him into living with you.
I never lied to him. I was his senior in college and he knew I was older than him. I have never tricked him or anything like that. We've been dating for a long time and he knows everything about me.
Michael must have hit his head somewhere and gone crazy. He should know better.
Excuse me?
If I had known earlier, I could have taken him to the hospital before all of this happened. I can't believe I wasted 10 years of my life. This is a total disaster. How could this have happened?
Mike's fine? I'm sorry that this has you so devastated, though. Is everything all right on your end, though?
I can't believe Michael's taking an infertile woman in her 30s as his wife. This is crazy. Anything but this.
Infertile? What? Who says I'm infertile?
I said it before. You're too old to be marrying my son. Older women have increased risk for miscarriages, birth defects, and other complications. Michael promised me grandchildren. I had everything planned out. I didn't raise that son of mine just so he can go and marry some floozy past her expiration date.
That's a really old way of thinking. Many women out there my age and older are having kids nowadays, you know. Mike and I were waiting until we saved enough money to get married and start a family. We wanted to have kids when we were more financially stable.
It's too late for you. I need to bring Michael back to his right state of mind as soon as possible. I need to find a good hospital so they can check on his head.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. If you contact the hospital for something like that, you might end up being the one checked out for head injuries.
What did you say?
Sorry, you just made me a little angry. Let's try to have a calm discussion about this later.
You're not getting away. I won't let some expired, floozy coward marrying my son.
Sure, if that's what you want to think, I'm fine with that. I'll give you some time to cool off.
There's no way I'm going to let you get away with this. You got that?
Oh, this isn't over. You'll hear from us later after me and Mike have a long conversation about this.
I'll do whatever it takes to convince him to leave you. I won't permit him to marry someone like you.
Mike's his own man. He doesn't need your permission to do anything. He can make his own decisions. My name is Allie, and I'm 30 years old. My boyfriend, Michael, is 29, and we've been dating since college. We've been dating for 10 years and have been living together for the past 5 years. We didn't get married yet because we're both realists and know weddings are expensive. The price of the venue, decorations, entertainment, catering, and renting tuxedos and dresses add up. Starting a family is costly too. Michael and I have heard stories from our friends who struggle because raising children is expensive. We decided to get married and start a family after saving enough money and becoming more financially stable. With that in mind, we were finally ready to get married since we reached our savings goal. We've been dating for such a long time, so naturally we'd met each other's families plenty of times. We all seemed to get along. There weren't any crazy arguments or anything like that. I didn't think there would be any trouble. But his mom started saying crazy things, like out of the blue, like I'm too old to marry Michael. We're only 1 year apart, too, which made this extra hard to understand. I never thought she would say something like that. I know Michael told me she was a little controlling, but this was on a whole other level. I tried to keep my cool when we were texting because until this point, we'd had a really good relationship. To be honest, I was really shocked. I mean, she was always telling me how I was like a daughter to her. But I figured she must just be stressed out from her only son getting married since they've always been close. I thought if I talked to her patiently, we could get along with each other like we did in the past. With that in mind, I talked it over with Mike and we decided to visit his parents to work things out. Well, that turned out to be a huge mistake.
I can't believe you came to our house, despite everything you've done. You've got a lot of nerve. Who do you think you are?
Me? I've got a lot of nerve? I can't believe you would do that to me just because you don't like me.
You know what they say, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I thought it would be perfect to pour spoiled milk on you. Don't you think it's a perfect topping for a woman past her expiration date like you? You got what you deserve.
Look, I get that you don't like me, but don't you think you're overdoing it? Can't we just talk?
There's nothing to talk about.
My clothes and my bag are all ruined. I took a shower, but the smell won't go away.
My front porch smells like rotten milk, too. It stinks so much. I'll bill you later for the cleanup.
What? You did all of that. Why the hell should I have to pay you? If anything, you should be paying me for all of my stuff that you've ruined.
All of this is your fault for not listening to me. I told you that you and Michael need to break up. I'd do anything to break you two up. He deserves better.
Even though you pissed Michael off when you poured rotten milk on me like that? He is so mad at you.
He won't listen to me. He's out of his mind right now, but he'll understand why I did that someday. If he leaves you and I take him to the hospital to get his head checked out, he should go back to normal.
Are you still really talking about that? He's fine. You're the one who needs to get checked out.
Me? William agrees with me too. You're no good for Michael. He didn't hesitate to kick you out right away too. So, do you see? The sooner you're out of our lives, the better.
He didn't do anything to us. He looked like he was ready to get me away from you at any moment. He just watched you and encouraged Michael to get me out of there.
You know the deep sighs and dumbfounded looks he gave me. I bet he was disgusted by your lack of common sense to come and visit us like that.
He was sighing at you because you were being completely unreasonable. Did you know how much he apologized to us on our way back to our car? He was so embarrassed.
Oh, there's no way that that's true.
Look, we're all adults here. I don't know why you can't discuss this calmly and rationally with us.
There is nothing to talk about, you con artist. Just come to your senses already and leave my son alone, Allie. No one wants you here.
No way. Michael and I are in love, and that's never going to change. We're going to get married whether you like it or not. Your opinion of our relationship doesn't matter.
You're so stubborn. It's pretty unsightly, you know. You're a woman in her 30s, clinging to her only shot of getting married. It looks so pathetic that it almost makes me want to cry.
You can say whatever you want, Jada. I'm sad to say it, but now that this has happened, I've given up on getting your approval to marry Mike. We'll be going through with the wedding without your blessing. You don't have to come.
There's no way I'm going to let you marry my son. After he comes to his senses and leaves you, I'll choose the right woman for him.
You can't control everything. Michael's his own man now. He doesn't need you to make any choices for him. Jada, I've already told you. We've made up our minds. We don't need your approval.
I'll do whatever it takes to break you two up. I'm not going to let this end with just a little spoiled milk. And for the last time, that's Mrs. Jackson to you. I can't reach Michael. He won't return my calls or messages. I bet this is all your fault.
Can we not do this? Unless you're messaging to apologize, I don't really want to talk to you.
I don't care what you want. You messed around with Michael's phone and blocked my number. I know you did.
What are you talking about? You don't have a son.
What?
How can you get in touch with someone who doesn't exist?
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
It's not like you to contact me like this. Is everything all right?
What? What's happening?
You're acting strange. Did you hit your head or something?
Is this some kind of joke?
Yeah, I'm just joking, Jada.
Jeez, don't scare me like that.
Well, in a way, it's true that you no longer have a son, though.
What?
Michael doesn't consider himself to be your son anymore. He says my mom is the only mom he needs.
What are you talking about?
We got married yesterday. He's got a new mom now.
No way. How could he do this to me? I can't believe he was crazy enough to marry you. He's really lost his mind. I was the one who raised him, not that corrupt family of yours.
I keep telling you that he's perfectly fine. And besides, what do you mean by corrupt?
Any family that can sign off on what you're doing to my son must be corrupt. You must have done something to make him run off to you guys like that.
Michael's always been close with my family, Jada. We've been dating for 10 years. Why wouldn't he be? There's nothing wrong with him. In fact, we got married earlier than we planned because of what you did to me.
What?
Michael's taking this opportunity to cut you out of his life.
What do you mean? Why would he do that? I'm his mother.
Do you really have to ask? Michael got sick and tired of you trying to micromanage and control his life. You wouldn't even try to talk to him and hear him out.
That's because he lost his mind.
After you declared war on our relationship, you did a lot more than pour some spoiled milk on me. You scattered dead mice in front of our lawn. And to make matters worse, you even placed flyers with my picture attached to them in all of our neighbors' mailboxes. Those flyers said, "Allie is a dangerous criminal. If found, please call 911. Do you know how embarrassing that was for us, Jada?
That's because you two wouldn't break up. Since you wouldn't listen to reason, I had to take drastic measures.
To top it off, you even splashed paint on my parents and told them I was defective. Seriously, Jada, what is your problem?
They got what they deserved. If your parents hadn't had you in the first place, none of this would have happened.
Do you understand that all of that was illegal?
A mother can resort to drastic methods if she wants to bring her son to his senses. There's nothing wrong with that.
Michael is perfectly fine. The only one who seems to have a problem with him is you. If you can't love him for who he is, then I don't know what to tell you.
Nobody loves my son more than I do. I need him to come back to his senses, then he'll understand.
You're the one who's lost their mind, Jada. Can't you see? Everyone's leaving you because of the way you're acting.
What?
Mike and I are happily married. On the other hand, it looks like William is divorcing you. Don't you think you have more important things to be focusing on right now instead of this imaginary story you've been creating?
What are you talking about? William fell in love with me when we were young, and he's been crazy about me ever since, you know. We've been married for 50 years.
Well, that's what he told us, and yes, he really loved you. That's why he's put up with all of your selfishness until now. Until you tried to trample on your son's happiness with your self-centeredness. And not only that, you also caused so much trouble for so many people. You refused to listen to anyone, and we've all gotten sick and tired of it, William included.
No way. That's impossible.
If you don't believe me, why don't you take a look around your house?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing has changed. His drawers are full of clothes, and his study is still lined with his records. He wouldn't leave those behind if he was leaving.
Are you sure nothing's missing?
Oh, the record player Michael gave him for his birthday is missing. When I take a closer look, there do seem to be quite a few records and books missing.
What are some of the things that are left?
He left every record and book I bought for him.
Why don't you take another good look at his wardrobe?
No, all that's left are the clothes I bought for him. He took all the clothes he bought for himself or that Michael gave him as a present. All this can't be happening.
Why don't you check with him and find out the truth for yourself, Jada?
I'm trying to, but I can't reach him.
Of course. You wouldn't be able to reach him. He's blocked you as well.
This is all your fault. You did this, Allie.
Nope, this was his choice. All of this is your fault, not mine.
That's impossible. Why would he do something like that? You must have broken into her house and stolen his bags and all of his things.
How would that be possible? I haven't visited your house since you dumped all of that spoiled milk on me.
You probably snuck in, you thief. That's the only way that his stuff would go missing like that.
Oh, you have one hell of an imagination, Jada. You have really lost your mind.
I'm going to call the police.
Suit yourself. But before you make that call, let's make sure we have all the facts straight, okay? Take a look in the safe in William's study. He told me that it should be unlocked.
No way. This can't be real.
Did you find the divorce papers that he filled out and business card for his attorney?
Yes, I did.
Now that you see that, you understand what's happening, right?
How could he do this to me?
He won't be coming back to that house. I'm sure you'll be hearing from his attorney in the near future, so please be ready to speak with them.
Is this really happening? You're telling me William is leaving me?
That's not the end of it. All of your relatives are disowning you too.
What?
William told your brother about what you've been doing to us.
Of all the people he could have talked to, he talked to my brother? He knows my brother would overreact to something like that.
That's what it looks like. He said he wouldn't let you anywhere near the rest of your family after the divorce.
If I get divorced and can't rely on my family, where am I supposed to go?
Beats me. You could go wherever you'd like.
I can only afford a cheap apartment on my savings. I am retired now. I'm not supposed to be working at this age. I won't be able to eat properly anymore. I never thought I'd be living so miserably at this age.
I hate to break this to you, but the money in your retirement fund is going to be even lower than you think because of the damages against us that you're going to have to pay.
What are you talking about?
I am suing you for all of the property that you've ruined during your little crime spree against us. I also want compensation for the emotional damage I received when you poured all that spoiled milk on me and ruined my stuff. Everything will add up to around $14,500.
What? I don't have that kind of money.
I'm not going to pretend nothing happened just because you say you don't have the money. Not after what you've done.
Let's change the amount. Come on, aren't we family?
What? You can't be serious.
I apologize for what I did to you, so let's just put it behind us.
Oh, wow, that's the first time I ever heard you apologize. If you just try to talk with us in the beginning, all of this could have been avoided.
Actually, it's a little embarrassing to say, but I'm going through menopause and sometimes I have trouble controlling myself. Please, forgive me.
You've just turned 70. I don't think that's the age people go through menopause.
Oh my, I think I might be experiencing symptoms of dementia. That would explain everything that happened. I can hardly remember why all of this started.
Even if that were true, you still owe us around $14,500.
You're a monster. Do you not have any compassion, you demon? You miserable, brainless cow!
If you have enough energy to go out and cause all that trouble to everyone, you can still work and make money. It's great that you're so energetic at your age, Jada.
That's not good at all, you fool. I should be relaxing at the beach at this age, not working.
After that, Jada and William got divorced. When Jada got evicted from their house, she was left with nothing. William is now single and can go golfing without a care in the world. Surprisingly, he's having a lot of fun. Shortly after their divorce, I requested that she pay for the damages as planned. Jada's funds were much lower than she expected, even with the sizable alimony she was granted, since she had been dependent on her husband since they got married when she was 20. She has to work full-time to make ends meet. She spends her lonely days in a room without a TV or a radio, eating mostly canned food these days. After Michael and I started our married life, I got pregnant. I am now taking care of my health and enjoying a peaceful life while we wait for our baby to be born. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.